All right, so yeah, same here. I saw the story like in the news a few days ago. I'm like, oh, it must have been a one-time thing, whatever. But then people I know in Jersey started texting me saying like, oh, we're seeing drones every night, like over and over again, like these packs of drones, like 3 to 10 drones. They're going over military bases, like following ships, real crazy stuff. And like I'm gonna show you this video. You're not gonna believe that it's real. So check out what they say right here.
Now, they say these drones are the sizes of cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Car-sized drones operating for hours in restricted airspace and able to elude local law enforcement when they send their own drones up to give chase. In New Jersey, the Army reporting the Picatinny Arsenal has had 11 unauthorized drone incursions in the last month.
Look what's back again. Same spot as last night.
21 local mayors now demanding answers from the state.
The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark. This is something we're taking deadly seriously.
The entire month before that, it was nightly drone incursions over Langley Air Force Base.
Let's just start with current events.
Today, a congressional hearing on Capitol Hill on the national security threat drones pose.
What is going on in New Jersey?
We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights.
But for those who see them on a nightly basis,
not a plane. That is a drone in the airspace.
Yeah, I doubt it's
the drones are a very real reminder.
Almost hear a little bit of a hum.
That our airspace,
it's a very little thermal signature,
is not as secure as we might hope.
So we're hearing from the FBI. The FBI saying, "Oh, we have no idea what this is. We're looking into it. We have no idea what it is." And there's actually a quote them saying, "It's shocking how little we know about this." And the military comes out saying, "Like, yeah, this isn't from us. We don't know what it is." But yeah, it's. I'm gonna show you a clip from the mayor. They're flying over military bases, like where high-tech projects are being worked on in New Jersey, not being shot out of the air. So like, my question is like what the actual fuck is the $1 trillion we spend per year on our defense budget going towards if we can't identify slow giant objects in the air?
They can identify them because they probably are them.
I know.
It's not even like rocket science, no pun intended. To take down these drones, you don't need a gun. They have those hawks that drop basically like leather straps that tangle up the blades.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they wouldn't have taken one down. The fact that they claim not to know anything is more suspicious in terms of their actual knowledge than ignorance.
So this is like terrorism, though, to fly unidentified flying objects above people for days and days and days, and then
not if it's the government doing it, though. Who's going to hold the government accountable for governing the way that they govern?
Well, the people.
Well, Elon and Vivek soon, hopefully.
But, okay. Yeah. You're on to something about them. Like, there's stories all the time here. For some reason, it's like an epidemic in Florida where assholes want to go point laser beams at commercial flights.
Really?
It happens all the time. Yeah, and every time they catch the person doing it. And for some weird reason, it primarily happens in Tampa. I have no reason or explanation for that, but every time you go and read these stories, some pilot gets blinded in the eye by a person pointing a laser pointer, and they're able to track down the person that was pointing the laser and take them into custody. So if they can figure out how a person is shooting a laser beam up from the ground, how can they not figure out what's hovering in the sky? There's way less things up in the sky than there are people on the ground. They can pinpoint and narrow it down to a person pointing something up in the sky, but they can't identify what's up there flying currently.
Right. And like, I mean, we have countless examples of how advanced our military is. Like they say they could like see a speck on the ground from the satellites in the air, like in the outer space if they wanted to, like at a random place in the desert. So they're telling, and there's like crazy laws around what you could do with drones. Like there's no fly airspace and everything. And there's there's always a tracking thing where you could see like where the signal's coming from with the person who's controlling the drone. So I don't know how they're trying to act to people. Like they don't know what this is. And like even the mayors, I'm going to show you this clip. So these are all the areas in Jersey that have had drone sightings over the past month. So it's like half the state now, and this is every night, literally.
Well, then I saw that it also, now the drones were spotted over Staten Island. That was earlier this week where they had, so they said that the drones had moved from Jersey up to Staten Island.
Yeah. So
moving up in life.
So go to this next clip. I'll show it. So yeah, but just real quick, this is what we spend compared to the rest of the world in military budget. So if they're really trying to claim that they don't know what this is, and that, like, I don't believe that either, but that's pathetic. If they, like, we should all stop paying taxes until they figure this out. If they're saying they aren't capable of figuring out what slow moving drones that are the size of cars are coming from.
Yeah, like what confidence does that instill in us that if there was an actual international threat, international like drones or missiles heading towards us, would they know what that is then? Would they be able to intercept, or would they be like, Didn't know what it was. Sorry.
You have to imagine also, like, I don't think the drones are the size of cars. I have mild drone experience. Even if they're like a DJI Inspire, it's pretty big, but they have like decent payloads. They can carry full DSLRs. They can carry 25 kilograms of stuff if they wanted to do something like terroristic. But no, there's just so many ways on the one hand to track them, to take them down by disabling them. Anybody using software, typically you have to log in and register in order to determine what airspace you're in, whether or not you're even allowed to, and much of the software doesn't let you fly in restricted areas.
They register with the FAA, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you have to register with the FAA, but at least in Canada, I had to take and pass a license, which was the same license for not pilots, but helicopter flyers. But there's a lot of stuff. I mean, in order for that to be like totally rogue and the intelligence have no understanding of it whatsoever, I mean, it's got to be pretty sophisticated independent actors doing it for God knows what. It's like you can get imagery from satellites. You don't need to fly drones for any reason.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a terroristic activity if they do know about it, but I think it's impossible they don't know about it because of all the mechanisms we have in place to defend against this. And like the guy says in this clip coming up, they're flying over military bases that should shoot things out of the air that are unidentified flying objects because that's secured flight space. Let's play this next one.
11 drones, it's been admitted now, 11 drones have gone over Picatinny Arsenal, which is about 5 miles from here in a direct line. Those drones should have been blown out of the sky. Why are we putting up with this? Picatinny Arsenal is a weapons development center. Okay, it's a high-tech place. It's in a rural area, it's beautiful, but it's a high-tech place. If you're the bad guys, you want to know what's going on at Picatinny. They went into Picatinny's airspace. That's a violation of the law. And then my understanding, Langley and then several other bases in New Jersey, they're doing that. What I don't really understand is the testimony from the FBI today. He said, well, the FAA has rules about what we can do and how we can engage these drones. Well, what is the FAA going to come and arrest the FBI if they take care of a little business? I mean, give me a break.
You have to be. You can't really. You saw the story about the Florida guy shooting at the Amazon delivery drone. I mean, you can't discharge a firearm in a populated area, not knowing where the bullet's going to land. But there are other.
What if it's hovering over my house?
Yeah, how do we know
that dude's gonna? Well, that's what the Florida guy said. He's in big freaking trouble.
Like, where does the boundary for your property end?
Well, the question is what type of force can you use to disable a drone? And firing a gun in the air, not knowing where that bullet lands, you're looking at reckless discharge.
Okay, but what if I had a daughter that was inside the home and I was worried that some pervert was using that drone to spy on my daughter getting changed? I could totally make that up, right? And that scenario doesn't exist. But what if I'm a homeowner? What prevents me from being able to protect my home from something hovering over it that I don't know who's operating it, why it's there, and what it's doing?
That is the argument that I raised to Steelman. The flip side is, okay, if it's carrying an explosive device, it's going to be legitimate self-defense. It's going to, go to like knowledge, suspicion. What do you have reasonable cause to believe is on that drone by way of threat? But this, I mean, so far the FBI has other ways of taking it down that are not firing, firearms into the sky in a populated area. They're not doing it.
Is this project? What is it? Project
Blue Beam?
That's oh my gosh.
So it's at the point where I spent like okay, it's either 9/11 or aliens was really my focus, but then 9/11 just became my passion. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I love investigating or reading about 9/11. It feels like we have become so desensitized to these drones, these UAPs. They're UFOs. Why are we branding them anything different? All of that feels like it's a way to desensitize us to either the truth or to Project Bluebeam, which is the second coming of Christ through a projection on the skies?
Fake alien invasion to lock us all down. I mean, like, how are they going to try to tell us it's definitely not dangerous if they're telling us they don't know what it is? Like, those can't exist at the same time. You can't say you don't know what it is and it's definitely not dangerous. So, like, how could they fault somebody for trying to take action in their own hands?
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, this is my working theory.
Okay.
This is a new season of Jersey Shore. They're getting drone cameras on top. And you know what's really funny? A senator from New Jersey just asked for a limited state of emergency to ban drones. Because like my solution would be like, grab a drone, get up there.
Follow it. Film it, yeah.
The government just ruins everything. Like back before I had to take my license, I could fly my drone and do things with it. Now I can't fish with my drone like I did once before. My theory, I'm curious to know what everyone thinks. This is going to be some
Subversion?
Not a subversive, but like an unknown operation to test the military's response to an intrusion, like an undercover operation. And they're going to say, congrats, you all failed. That could have had a 5-kilo payload of some nerve gas, and we just dumped it over your effing military institution.
Yeah.
Fix your shit up.
Yeah, because you literally came out and said, yeah, we don't know what it is. Like,
we
failed that test.
We didn't take it down.
Well, wonderful, Brandon. Thank you so much for scaring the shit out of me.
Be afraid.
Great episode. Thank you.
So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.